smoke detectors do not necessarily have to be on their own dedicated circuit. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for the installation of smoke detectors to ensure safety and reliability. While a dedicated circuit is not always mandatory, there are specific requirements that must be followed to ensure the proper functioning of smoke detectors. Smoke detectors are crucial life safety devices, and their reliable operation is paramount. The NEC addresses the wiring and power source requirements for smoke detectors to minimize the risk of failure during a fire. The primary concern is ensuring that smoke detectors receive a consistent and reliable power supply. This is typically achieved by connecting them to a general lighting circuit that is frequently used. This ensures that the circuit is less likely to be intentionally switched off, reducing the risk of the smoke detectors being unintentionally disabled. There are several factors that influence the decision of whether to use a dedicated circuit for smoke detectors. Firstly, local building codes and regulations may have specific requirements that exceed the NEC minimum standards. It is essential to consult with the local building department or a qualified electrician to determine if a dedicated circuit is mandated in your area. Secondly, the number of smoke detectors being installed can impact the wiring configuration. In larger homes or multi-family dwellings, where multiple smoke detectors are required, a dedicated circuit may be recommended to ensure adequate power distribution and prevent overloading the existing general lighting circuits. Thirdly, the presence of other electrical loads on the same circuit as the smoke detector should be considered. If the circuit also supplies power to appliances or equipment that draw a significant amount of current, it may be prudent to install a dedicated circuit for the smoke detectors to minimize the risk of voltage drops or circuit overloads. When smoke detectors are connected to a general lighting circuit, the NEC requires that the circuit be regularly used for lighting purposes. This helps to ensure that the circuit breaker is less likely to be accidentally turned off, which could disable the smoke detectors. The NEC also prohibits connecting smoke detectors to circuits that supply power to arc fault circuit interrupters, or if size, in some cases. This is because of size can sometimes nuisance trip, potentially disabling the smoke detectors. It is essential to carefully review the NEC requirements for side protection in relation to smoke detector circuits. If a dedicated circuit is used for smoke detectors, it must comply with the NEC requirements for branch circuits. This includes proper wire sizing, overcurrent protection, and grounding. The circuit should be clearly labeled at the electrical panel to indicate its purpose as a smoke detector circuit. This helps to prevent accidental disconnection or modification of the circuit. The power source for smoke detectors can be either alternating current or AC powered with battery backup or battery powered only. AC powered smoke detectors are typically connected to the electrical system and have a battery backup to provide power in the event of a power outage. Battery powered smoke detectors rely solely on batteries for power and do not require connection to the electrical system. The NEC requires that AC-powered smoke detectors have a battery backup to ensure continuous operation during power outages. The battery backup should be regularly tested and replaced as needed to maintain its functionality. Battery-powered smoke detectors should also be regularly tested, and the battery should be replaced according to the manufacturer's instructions. Regardless of the power source, all smoke detectors must be listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories, or all, to ensure that they meet safety and performance standards. A listing mark indicates that the smoke detector has been tested and certified to meet specific requirements. The NEC provides guidelines for the placement of smoke detectors to ensure effective smoke detection. Smoke detectors should be installed on each level of the dwelling, inside each sleeping area, and outside each sleeping area. They should be mounted on the ceiling or high on the wall following the manufacturer's instructions. Smoke detectors should not be located near air vents, windows, or doors where drafts can interfere with their operation. It is essential to interconnect all smoke detectors in the dwelling so that when one smoke detector detects smoke, all of the smoke detectors will sound an alarm. This provides early warning to occupants throughout the dwelling. The interconnection can be achieved through hardwiring or wireless technology. Hardwired smoke detectors are interconnected using electrical wiring, while wireless smoke detectors use radio frequency signals to communicate with each other. The NEC requires that interconnected smoke detectors be compatible with each other and that they meet specific performance requirements. In addition to the NEC requirements, there may be state or local regulations that govern the installation of smoke detectors. It is important to consult with the local building department or fire marshal to determine if there are any additional requirements in your area. Regular maintenance of smoke detectors is crucial to ensure their continued operation. Smoke detectors should be tested monthly by pressing the test button. They should also be cleaned regularly to remove dust and debris that can interfere with their operation. Smoke detectors should be replaced every 10 years or sooner if they malfunction. When replacing smoke detectors, it is important to choose a model that is compatible with the existing system and that meets the current safety standards. The NEC provides guidance on the selection and installation of replacement smoke detectors. In summary, while smoke detectors do not always require a dedicated circuit, there are specific requirements that must be followed to ensure their proper functioning and reliability. It is essential to consult with the NEC, local building codes, and a qualified electrician to determine the appropriate wiring configuration for smoke detectors in your specific application. Proper installation, maintenance, and testing of smoke detectors are crucial for protecting life and property from fire. The most important things to remember are: firstly, check your local codes. Secondly, ensure reliable power. Thirdly, interconnect all detectors. Fourthly, test monthly. Fifthly, replace every 10 years. By adhering to these guidelines, you can help ensure that your smoke detectors provide early warning in the event of a fire, giving you and your family time to escape safely.